Hi, my name is Chase Glenn. I'm the Executive Director of the Alliance for Full Acceptance, AFA. We're based here in Charleston, South Carolina. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm a trans man, and I'm not here just representing AFA today, but here representing a coalition of LGBTQ organizations here in South Carolina. We have over 20 organizations that have come together to organize in opposition to the two bills that I'm going to speak about today. The two bills that have come up this legislative session are House Bill 4716 and Senate Bill 1087. They've both been filed in the South Carolina Legislature, and they stand in direct opposition to the LGBTQ community and our welfare. Today, I'm going to go through what each of these bills does, cover some talking points, and also tell you where we're asking for your help. House Bill 4716 would prohibit anyone under the age of 18 from undergoing, quote, gender reassignment medical treatment, broadly defined as any healthcare to facilitate transitioning. This would include hormone blockers or other medical care, but excludes mental health care. The bill would also impose professional penalties, including revocation of a license for any medical professional who performs such care. When talking about this bill, it's important to keep in mind misunderstandings about trans children. It means they don't get the support they deserve, and the consequences to not receiving the support can be tragic. Therapists, parents, and medical providers work together already to determine which changes can be made at any given time, what's in the best interest of the child. To prevent the consequences of going through puberty that doesn't match a transgender child's identity, healthcare providers may use fully reversible medications that put puberty on hold. And already we have federal courts and statutes that have consistently recognized the rights of parents to make informed decisions regarding the health care of their minor children as recommended by medical professionals. And when speaking to legislators, know the nation's leading health organizations support gender-affirming care for transgender children. These organizations include the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Psychological Association, the American Psychiatric Association, the Pediatric Endocrinology Society, and the American Medical Association, among others. Here in the South, nearly 300 medical and mental health care providers have already signed on to an open letter standing in opposition to this bill and other bills like it that have been introduced in this country. Currently, this bill has been referred to the Committee on Medical, Military, Public, and Municipal Affairs. What we're asking of you is to speak to legislators and ask them to oppose House Bill 4716. We're also seeking medical and mental health care professionals to join the nearly 300 other clinicians across the South who have signed on to this open letter in opposition to this legislation. If you're aware of any mental or medical health care professionals willing to sign on, please contact us and let us know. The other bill, Senate Bill 1087, would prohibit transgender students in grades 9 through 12 from participating in interscholastic activities that align with their gender identity. Participation in gender-segregated activities would be determined by the student's sex assigned at birth on their birth certificate. In short, trans students wouldn't be able to participate in activities that align with their gender identity. It's important to keep in mind when speaking with legislators that, bottom line, this is a manufactured problem. There's simply no data to back up the concerns that proponents of these bills claim to have. A small percentage of people identify as transgender, and not all of them are interested in playing sports, and even fewer of them are at an elite level. Advocates for women and girls in sports, such as the National Women's Law Center, the Women's Sports Foundation, women's leaders in college sports, and others support trans-inclusive policies and oppose efforts to exclude transgender students from participating in sports. All of this discounts the fact that there are already real issues with gender parity in sports when it comes to funding, resources, pay equity, and more. Promoting baseless fears about trans athletes does nothing to address those real problems. At the end of the day, this bill would be impossible to enforce. Bills that have been proposed are not only based on a manufactured problem, but they'd be invasive and impractical to enforce with students. Currently, this bill has been referred to the Committee on Education. We're asking that you speak with your legislators and ask them to oppose Senate Bill 1087. Thanks so much for your time today. We appreciate your support. We're grateful for any help you can give the LGBTQ community, specifically our trans community that's most at risk at this time. Thanks so much.
That was really good.
In the video, I can't figure out how to stop recording.
I think you go to the there should be
Stop share.